How's everyone doing today? Man, this shit's just getting more and more insane by the day, man. Let me know how that mic sounds. If I need to turn it down, if it sounds good now. This is getting crazy at this point. I like how crypto a little bit ago, it's a matter of national security. It's the worst thing in the United States. We'll get into all this, man. This stuff is... their limit knows no bound, my friends, but we'll get into some politics here. I want you guys to listen to a couple things, but here we go. So we'll get right into this video. We got enough people in here. Glad the mic sounds good this time. So, like I said up here in this tweet, matter of national security, we'll get right into crypto right away. We now know why, Gary Gensler went after all this and why there was suddenly a war on all these exchanges. It's because our good old boys at Citadel, Charles Schwab, dude, Fidelity, all the big players, of course, they got their exchange up, and now everything's good to go. This is what happens in the United States. Instead of the regulators helping us, they use them for basically tools to stomp out their competition. This is insanity if you guys look at this. For a lot of people, this was people's escape, away from the dollar, just in case something happened. Well, we can't have our way out until they can get their hands onto it. It's a big deal. It's a matter of national security. So, this is insanity. This is a big deal to a lot of people. Like I said, crypto was their way out, and I find out today, I might have been wrong about CBDCs and the way that they were going to use them. I always thought that they were going to have retail CBDCs to pay us out. But it's like, if they're going to do what they're talking about, we'll get into that in a minute, but this is getting to a point of just insanity. You can't even write this shit out. I don't know how they fucking continue to come up with these stupid ideas, but eventually this stuff's going to collapse in a sector. So we'll just get back into this. But Citadel basically now is going to get crypto, and they're going to get the stock markets. I wrote this wrong here. This should be banks. Banks now are going to gain control through CBDCs. You got hedge funds and banks that will have their own ones called wholesale CBDCs. We will stay broke. They will stay criminals. This has been their plan forever. BlackRock is now getting a Bitcoin ETF. As you guys can see, they're now going into complete control of cryptos. If you come over here and look, hold on before I get into that, BlackRock, they said that this ETF for Bitcoin is just going to be a mass. If there's ever a Bitcoin ETF, it's just going to be a mass thing of money laundering. And then when you kind of go ahead and look at what they are, it's actually pretty funny. If you guys remember the FTX and all that fiasco, the problem was you guys are saying that these things are backed, but they're backed by total return swaps. Well, if you guys look at what ETFs are, they're basically the same thing. Basically, the BlackRock said that the ETF is a simple means of making an investment similar to an investment in the Bitcoin. Rather than getting the Bitcoin and its holdings, you're trading basically peer-to-peer. It's pretty much the exact same thing. You're using total return swaps to represent assets that are not Bitcoin, but they're going to run off the price of Bitcoin. It's exactly the same instruments FTX used. Like I said, guys, this is insanity. No one's allowed to use these things. It's just like Bernie Madoff's scheme. You can't use it against us, but once we figure it out and you turn it around and how we can use it against them, boom, they're good to go. It's like, what the fuck, dude? These things... And then you find out, today or the other day with the BlackRock, the Ukraine. I mean, dude, this is the war, all this stuff. It's getting to the point. We'll get to that interview in a minute here as well, but I just want to show you guys something really quick. BlackRock gets a $500 billion deal to rebuild Ukraine, and JP Morgan does as well. Now you guys know what the war on Ukraine is about. They get a $500 billion deal to rebuild Ukraine. It's about money, place to launder, about control. They'll now own that country. It's a mass profitability. And then what happens today? I mean, I want you guys to think about this real quick. The government says they had an accounting error today. So what happens is they walk up and they said, when they were coming up with their original budget, how much money do you guys need? They said that they overestimated the budget that they needed by $6.2 billion, which was double the budget that they needed. So in other words, and then of course it got approved, so they got that money granted to them. Now, Tell me how you overestimate your own equipment. You know how much your own stuff's worth, but you overestimated how much your own stuff worth was by double the amount. So now what are you going to do? Instead of, like I said, we have a spending problem. Instead of doing anything productive with that $6.2 billion, we're going to go ahead and send them more stuff for more security and more packages. We're going to keep sending Ukraine. Oh, now we got another $6.2 billion. We didn't need to give them that much in the first place. And instead of asking for more money down the road or another bill or more, we just overestimated by double the amount. So now we have just what we need right in our back pocket. What a coincidence. This is what I'm saying. Politicians, all of these governments, they're all fucking corrupt as shit. They're all owned by these fucking corporations. I want you guys to listen to this fucking guy. Hold on, we're going to get to this guy first. I want you guys to listen to this fucking piece of shit. Like I said, these are our congressmen. These are the people that are supposed to represent you. Listen to this.
The rules and be responsive to the clientele that you're supposed to be helping.
Just to be clear, the clientele of the CFPB is not banks. The clientele is the public. And often, it is true, there will be differences with entities that we
Who serves the public?
Supervise.
Do the banks serve the public?
Who cares who serves the public? That doesn't mean they represent us. See what I'm saying? These guys think that they're bigger than the law. They think they're bigger than the United States. They think they're bigger than everything because they know they will always be able to sign an acceptance waiver and consent. And I talked about them before here, and I want to show you guys something quick before I move on. I forgot to grab it. Just to talk about the acceptance waiver and consents real quick. It'll just take 1 second. But that judge, see, this is the thing. Judges, people, they know that these acceptance waiver and consents are a fucking way for these criminals to get out of it. They know it is. And even judges themselves will admit it. Look at this. This is the judge that worked on the JP Morgan case that closed the door. Even he talks about they can do acceptance waiver and consents. They can get consent judgments, acceptance waiver and consents, without admitting or denying the allegations, which is what I have showed you guys over and over and over. These federal judges, they know that the criminals over there, that's what they use to get away from us. That's what they use. This is known everywhere. Acceptance waivers and consents need to fucking be abolished. They have to. But back to what I was saying before. The government no longer gives a fuck about us. It's all about supporting these criminals. These 100 fucking entities that I showed you, giving them dark money. We're literally the United States of corporate America now. They no longer represent the people. They represent the back funneling money. And we have to start voting these fuckers out. We got to. Look at this shit before I go back to all this stuff. Look at this shit. You remember I keep talking about DeSantis and fucking Elon and all this bullshit now? He's backing him. The richest guy, backing him $57 billion in assets in Florida. And what's the first thing the guy does? Once he partners with Sequoia, he's already going over there and he's helping out fucking Ken Griffin get around tariffs and trading in the fucking Chinese market. These guys are fucking helping criminals left and right. They do not represent us. It is taxation without representation to the fucking definition. And guess who had a part in Silicon Valley Bank? Oh, tech companies. Like I said, it's all 100% controlling every single thing. These guys, these corporations, man, before you get all that, these corporations, we're not supposed to have monopolies. They're illegal. So what do these guys do? They go, okay, how do we get around that? How do we be more powerful than a monopoly? Instead of owning a massive sector, they literally own everything. Fuck it. We'll be a corporate empire. We will own everything. And now we'll go over here and we'll literally own a country. Fuck it. Let's go help them rebuild. Tell them we need fucking $500 billion to get this up and running. And, you know, they'll owe us favors and all this, and we can go ahead and funnel this. And guess who it is? The most corrupt pieces of shit who launder money. Wanting to go to Ukraine, a corrupt fucking nation. Huh. You see what I'm saying? This is unfucking real. It's like we're literally living in a movie where the fucking mafia won, they took over the government, and everybody's just okay with what is happening. Everyone's like, okay, like I said, this is stuff that should be on every fucking news. This is what the war is about, right there. It's about that. Like I said, this shit is a fucking joke. I'm gonna get back in that. And this is the problem. Look at your government. They spent $600 billion since they raised the debt ceiling 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. They just spent another $600 billion. And how much of that went to improving the United States? How much of that went to improving your lifestyle, your condition, everything? None of it. It's all fucking bailing out banks. It's all fucking buying this, that. They don't give a fuck. They're not worrying about you. So this is fucking insanity. And it's a repeating process every time. Oh, we gotta raise the debt ceiling. And look how fucking fast they hit it. You guys, they were talking about 50 trillion. They're gonna hit it like fucking... They said that they wanted to get that in like 5 years, but they're gonna hit that. They're gonna spend trillions and trillions and trillions a year with an unlimited cap. They don't fucking care. But the problem is, for these guys, is exactly like I said was going to start happening. Look at what's starting to happen right now. You have over almost $500 billion about to leave the banking system. The problem is no matter what, if you're a government that cannot stop spending, your bonds will always get fucking riskier and riskier. And now people also have that idea, China can dump at any point. So what are they doing right now? They're sending out these bonds at 5.3%. That's going to go higher and higher and higher. I mean, they are literally, this right here is exactly what I told you. This is a war on banks. This is a war on smaller banks. This is a war on middle banks. This is how these guys are going to be more powerful than you can imagine. They're going to smash out all banking competitions. And you know what they're going to, or competitors, you know what they're going to do after that? They're going to go ahead and start getting these loopholes, because what is the one thing JP Morgan just did? They exposed a loophole that if these guys are getting shut down, they can go ahead and scoop up the deposits still and get around the fucking deposit loophole, and they're going to do it over and over and over, and they need these fuckers to collapse to do that. This is going to put, this new wave of U.S. bonds will put significant pressure on banks who can't compete with the government offer yields. This is exactly what I've been saying. It's going to get to the point where me and you are going to say, why in the living fuck am I in a bank also? Why am I in a bank? I can go over here and make fucking 6.5%. Why am I sitting in the bank at 0.4? Even if you offer me 4, I can go make 6.5. But the problem is once we all buy it up, that's when they're gonna fuck us. Just like everything else, until they can gain control, until they can get the regulators they want in place. I'm not gonna lie, I was fucking wrong. When I'm wrong, I'll tell you I'm wrong. Gary Gensler kind of had me a little bit on the, because with this auction rule, and he's a fucking puppet. He's just a puppet. They just went ahead and used him to fuck up crypto. He is at their fingertips. Gary's a little bitch. I really don't give a fuck if he's out. Like, I was like, well, if these guys want him out, he must be good. No, he's a fucking little tool beggar. They're all tool beggars. They're all hand jobbing. They're all doing the things they need to get whatever they can. Even countries, they don't give a fuck. They're going to take and take and take because they know these guys aren't going to fucking rise up or do nothing. Half these people don't believe the people that are telling them what laws and stuff I'm breaking. They call them fucking conspiracy theorists. Even though that those guys are showing legal fucking documents, they're still wrong. This shit is fucking mind-blowing. When this hits like 35, 36, 37 trillion here really soon, you're going to see a collapse of these banks, and it's going to be fucking devastating. It's going to be fucking devastating. What else is happening right now? The problem is these guys, they know they can't keep sweeping it under the fucking rug. And this is where I was wrong. And this is where I was fucking wrong. And I thought corruption, it knows no fucking bound. I thought that they would go ahead and do CBDCs for retail CBDCs and CBDCs wholesale for fucking the corrupt bullshit. Well, they're coming out now saying, we're not going to do a CBDCs for retail. What we're just supporting now is CBDCs for wholesale. So just the banks, the criminals, leverage. They're just leverage CBDCs. Which that means that they're able to print off their own fucking leverage. What? We need leverage? Let's go ahead and fucking make it in a wholesale CBDC, and we'll just use that for now. They know they can't sweep it under the rug everywhere else, so they're fucking just creating a whole new fucking currency, basically, for them. That will technically, this is what's fucked. What's technically going to be backed by it is your taxpayers' money. Because anytime it gets too bad, even if they get too many CBDCs and they're just rolling off this bullshit, well, it's going to have to be bought by dollars or backed by this, or we're still going to have to bail them out. But the difference is they'll be able to bail them out through CBDCs, so it'll look like it won't look like it's as bad to the American people. And that's how they'll put off fucking bailouts. These guys are fucking complete piles of shit. And no matter what, they're not learning their lesson. They're stealing billions a day. They're spending billions and hundreds and billions a fucking day on what? They're lying about budgets they fucking need for what? They're working on a platform to send CBDCs from country to country to do transactions between each other now. So there's your wholesale CBDCs. They'll just be used between all the companies, the corporations, and the other countries. Basically, it'll be your new ISDA market. It will be ISDA market 2.0 CBDC style. And who's going to be in charge of this? Good old Gary. Good old Gary Bear and the SEC. And this is my point. They wanted this reform. Oh, let's reform the SEC. I promise you, that bill's not going to get passed. It's not going to. They're not going to reform it to help us. There's no fucking way in hell, because that means that they won't be able to do their acceptance, waiver, and consents that I showed you. Federal fucking judges know these are fucking wrong. And as long as they're around, they'll keep doing this criminal shit. They don't give a fuck. Why would they? If I know I can steal $1 billion and have to give up $1 million, there's zero threat of jail. Zero threat of being disbarred from the market. I'm not going to get kicked out. All that means now is next time I come in, after getting yelled at, fined, and blah, 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 I have more money to go spend and more leverage to go fuck around with. And if I break the rules again, what are you going to do? JP Morgan has 239 offenses, and they're not getting fined. Here's the problem. These guys, it's not like they're fining them harder and harder and harder for doing multiple offenses. They don't give a fuck. They fine them like it's still their first time offense. They don't give a shit if it's your 240th offense, or if they don't give a fuck if it's your first. If it's the same, look at the first offense they got, and look at the 240th. If they were the same exact thing, they might get charged a little more due to inflation. But it wouldn't be like, if you just went ahead and checked, they'd be the same amount, maybe a little more, maybe a couple thousand more, a couple more million. But that's it. Except this shit is beyond fucking ridiculous. We have broken everything. So what do they do? And this is exactly the fucking problem. So now that we have control, now that we can fucking, Tether is a fucking crime. Tether is a funnel. It's, oh my god. Peter's been talking about them forever. It's just a fucking scam. It's a complete Ponzi scheme. But now all of a sudden, well, we see them as currency. We see them as forms of money. After we can get our regulators over there, after we can do all this stuff, well, we see them as forms of money now. This shit is fucking unbelievable. Yeah, I got a Discord. See, I don't want to give it out on the thing, because then all these fucking trolls come join. All of a sudden, it's like just mass trollage. I guess I don't give a fuck. I got mods, bro. We got some mods. Here, I'll throw the Discord in before I keep going here. We'll check it out here. We'll invite some peeps. Boom. Alright, if you're in the chat ski, there you go. Alright, now back to this. But we gotta start making the whole world aware to this, you guys. Like, this is worse than what the British people fucking did. They're literally enslaving you through fucking debt without representing you. It's the exact same thing this country was built on. The exact same fucking thing. The only difference is we're just like, Everything we've said came out in this interview right here with this guy. I'm not going to get into this, but I feel a lot of people should watch this. I'm going to go ahead and post this in here. And this is exactly how these fuckers think. This is exactly what they do. They know they rule the fucking world. They know it. They know they can get away with fucking anything. And they'll sit there and fucking do. They know they are above the law and they can't get in trouble. So they'll literally tell on themselves because they're fucking bragging. That's what they do. Just like in The Big Short. They're talking about how they can buy off politicians and how cheap it is to do so. This fucker only wants $50K to break the law? Sure, we'll give you $50K. That's nothing. Oh, you want $350,000 to go represent our law? Sure, that's no big deal. We'll give it to you in some dark money. What do you need? We'll buy you a car. We'll buy you this, whatever you want. And it's cheap. $10K? I can get a senator with $10K. If it's good for business, we'll buy him off. War is great for business. He comes in and talks about war is great for business. You're damn right it's great for business for BlackRock. Ukraine war is amazing business for BlackRock. It's worth $500 billion. It's really fucking good business. Christ, I wish I could make $500 million, $1 trillion. Plus, that's just what we know about. That's just what they're getting from them. That's not coming from the United States side. How much are they making on the United States side? And do you guys remember BlackRock lost $1 trillion? Guess how they're making it back up? That's right, a war. That's what these fucking pieces of shit do because none of us fucking matter to these guys. We're means of money to them. And it's fucking insanity. And that's who's running the country. Did you hear this guy? Did you listen to this politician? Who cares about the American people? We care about the banks. They're who serve the American people. That's all that matters. You're a piece of shit, and you gotta go. Can't remember who this fucking tool bag is. This loser? No. Oh, that's Kay. That's his wife. I don't know who this dude is. Oh, it's this piece of shit. Right here. Dan Muser. Time to get fired, buddy. You're a piece of shit. You should be in prison. You're obviously taking bribes. But you serve the American people, just like the bank, so it's okay, right? You're above the law. Fuck yourself. You're a fucking loser and you gotta go. Pennsylvania. Get this fucking piece of shit out of there. Oh, I'm a hardworking taxpayer. I'm one of you guys. I'm sitting over here at the bar. Oh, I'm one of you. No, you're a fucking criminal. You're a piece of shit. Good grief. Shit gets me fucking pissed. But here's the thing, and this is why they're trying to get these CBDCs in so fucking hard. You got junk bonds surging, loans defaulting, just like in 2008. These are signs right before all these crashes are coming. So now they go, we got to get all this shit going. And here's the problem. People are not selling their houses, okay? So there's no supply of houses. The only reason why the housing market has not crashed is because nobody is selling, because everybody who has a house is locked in at 2%, 4%, and they're not going to fucking sell their house. So they're doing any and everything to do it. So supply is basically gone. It's only the supply is everybody who's defaulting left and fucking right, which is why you're seeing the prices still gradually drop, because it's now just banks trying to remake their loans. But the problem is you're going to have a fucking default somewhere. You have credit card defaults. They're fucking skyrocketing. The debt in the United States, credit cards is at $1 trillion. You can't sustain it. They just got done talking about how they're going to start back up the student loan program. Think about that. That is $14 billion a month that comes away from us. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you one thing after, and I want you guys to look at this one more time. They had to restart this program and take $14 billion away from the struggling Americans. But at the same time, they just spent $600 billion on what? Because it wasn't us. This is one of the biggest problems that they've done, is they always convince us to fight against each other, fight against these petty things, to not look at the real issue, to look at, or if the real issue comes out, they manipulate your thoughts. CEO pay has increased 1,322% since 1979. This is exactly what happens when you can convince the entire economy that your lower class, or your minimum wage, doesn't need to be raised. But the problem is by lowering or raising the bottom, you raise everything. And they convinced everybody, these guys that make minimum wage, they don't need to work. It's just kids. It's just people at Taco Bell. They're lazy people. They don't need to make a living. They need to get a better job. They need to go work harder. They're just lazy. So what they did is, by not ever letting you raise the floor, they could convince you to take lower wages starting, when you should have been making way more. All the way up. And what happens when you start to make a certain amount of money, when you start getting to a certain level after you've been at a place for so long? They got to let you go. You're downsizing. We can't do this. We're having a rough quarter. We got to let you go. Why? Because we can hire in a brand new person at half your salary. Thanks, have a good day. I see it all the time. If you work in the tech company, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because I lived it for years. I saw it for years. My last two companies, I watched them literally do it over and over and over. People would get to a point where they'd be too good, they wouldn't want to raise, and they'd want to raise, they wouldn't give it to them no matter what. They'd get them as frustrated as they could. They would put more on their plate than they could handle. And then they'd fire them the second one small mistake would go. And then they'd replace them with somebody brand new that they just hired. Hey, you're now going to run this, but we'll give you some help. That's exactly what they do. And it's the worst in the tech industry I've ever seen. And that's what they do, but they do it across the board. If you make too much, I got to let you go. Like I said, man, this is how they fucking win everything. They know that they can go ahead and manipulate any topic. If too much starts to come out, hey, the GameStop report, perfect example. Hey, the government is admitting to the world, we just stole hundreds of billions of dollars from retail and we don't give a fuck. Who cares? Did Robinhood, think about that. Did Robinhood get kicked out of the market for shutting the buy button off? Did any of these brokers? Are these clearinghouses that shut it down? Are they still going? Yeah. Did anyone care? You literally showed the world that it's a rigged stock market. You guys, if you ever lose, you can just unplug the machine. We'll just unplug the machine, and we'll wait until we can get a guy in the back to program it, rig the numbers a little bit, and when we get it back in our favor, I'll plug the slot machine back in. What happened to him? Nothing. Robinhood's still going. So tell me, here's my question to regulators. Because JP Morgan has 240 felonies at this point that you just sign off. What crime is so bad? Because they spoofed the gold market for 12 years. What crime is so bad that you won't let people trade anymore? Because they've done it all. They've done every single one you can possibly think of. And they're still in the market just fine. And this is what I'm saying. We need to start to look at the bigger picture. Get the fuck out of these banks. If you are even banking in any of them, even if it's a little bit, you're still supporting a fucking criminal. Get the fuck out of there. Hurt him. You hurt him by getting rid of those deposits. These guys are fucking criminal empires. This shit is fucking insane, man. Like I said, this is insanity what is going on right now. Whoever has money controls your Congress. They control every single aspect. And on top of that, they have Citizens United. They have lobbyists. They have dark money. They have speaking fees. They can pay these guys by the fucking millions. It doesn't matter. They got it all. Listen to this shit. If you guys have time, it's 11 minutes long. Listen to this. This guy talks about everything. They don't care. But at the same time, this is, whenever, the pressure comes on too tight, what ends up happening is people start to rat. You got good old Sammy boy. He's ratting out everybody. The other day, he starts pointing fingers, and these are the types of finger points I want to see. You see Sammy boy telling on everyone. On top of that, you have JP Morgan Chase, Jamie, the biggest criminal enterprise in the entire United States, is going at it right now with the Virgin Islands. And they're pointing fingers because they both know. Well, JP Morgan used the payments. Well, yeah, we used the payments, but we sent the girls down there first. And you're all sex traffickers. You're all fucking criminals. You're all pedophiles. You're all pieces of shit. You are the worst fucking definitions of humanity. You are fucking garbage. I don't care who did what. You guys pointing fingers is not like, oh, he's worse. But what do you know? They're still pointing fingers at each other. JP Morgan Chase is coming out saying, hey, the Virgin Islands gave Jeffrey Epstein more than $300 million in tax incentives. They waived sex offender monitoring requirements for the disgraced financer. And on top of that, they talk about how the former first lady over in the Virgin Islands apparently helped do all this stuff and got paid off. Every other week now you have, like I said, how is the judge? On top of that, you have Jeffrey Epstein offered to help JP Morgan banker his daughter get into Colombia. These guys are sitting here, give favors. It's not like this, oh man, we couldn't tell where this is coming from. It's everybody hand-jibbering everybody because they have so much money. They're so bored they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do, so they go do the nastiest, fucked up shit you've ever seen. Like, this is fucking insanity. All your powerful people in your country, all your rich, got there by stealing or from some criminal act, whether it's through a bribe or a crime itself. And then once they take the bribe, they got you in their back pocket, and they'll just pay you off forever. But what do we have? We have congressmen that are in there for life. They have no terms. They have no term limits. They're fucking 90-year-old people that are in fucking wheelchairs getting carted over to their seat. They're getting handed a pudding cup because they don't know where they are. This is in fucking sanity. This is running the country. It's in every fucking one of these guys. Like I said, these guys shouldn't be able to merge and shit. You have, oh man, some of these video game companies can't merge because they'll become too powerful. But yet you can have these massive, already multi-billion-dollar industries merge so they can get into more bigger markets that they're basically not supposed to even be allowed in. Well, here's our workaround. I'll just fucking merge with Sequoia and we'll use theirs. And I'll go ahead and pay off my politicians. Like I said, this is fucking insanity. Look at that fucking smile. Look at that fucker. He just threw a bedpost at his wife. That dude should. There's Bernie Madoff, but he steals from the poor and gives to the rich, so he's okay. Is that not a face you want to go punch so fucking hard it's not even funny? Good grief, dude. So, a lot of people are asking me about AMC and, you know, the court case and what's going on, and I posted this a couple days ago. So, the hearing is coming up on the 29th and the 30th. But it also says in this letter here that they're not going to have a ruling that day necessarily. I honestly don't know currently how long they have to do a ruling. So, it's going to be up to the judge at this point. But when it comes to AMC and these letters and all this stuff, you saw the percentage. It was like 45% of people that wrote in didn't even support or have proof they had shares. So you basically had nobody even write in, like 0.5% people write in. And then half of those guys weren't even fucking shareholders. So I think this is going to get settled pretty soon. I honestly do. That's going to be a massive, massive thing for AMC going forward and our stock. But right now with this quarter, what we can do before this hearing and what we need to do before the reverse split actually goes through and is able to, we need to support the fuck out of the company. And this week is the perfect time to do this. AMC can be profitable this quarter. We need to get this up. We're at about 2.4 billion this quarter at the box office domestically. We want to get this to around 2.5, 2.6 billion. We can get it in between there. We should be profitable, along with, obviously, you still have the tin cans, you got the popcorn. AMC can get profitable this quarter, and if we can get to profitability and get the reverse split to pay off debt and be profitable at the same time, that is a basic fuck you to shorts, and they're fucked. They're completely fucked. And if it takes a little while for the court to make up their mind, getting us profitable this quarter is a massive, massive deal for AMC to wait out that time for them to decide if they want to do it or not. So, like I said, guys, if you're worrying about AMC and you're wondering what's going on, the best thing you can do right now is this week, go see a movie anytime you can and spend as much money as you can on the concession stands. Go ahead and get a couple popcorn tins. If you can't make it to one, go to Walmart. Get as many bags as you can, my friends. But right now, I expect over the next 3-4 weeks, like my SPY puts have been treating me pretty good. People that bought SPY puts with me, I hope you're feeling pretty good. But this should start continuously hitting and hitting and hitting, and you're going to see money being pulled. And I believe you're going to keep seeing the downtrend. Not financial advice, but at this point, they have to take that money from somewhere. There's nowhere else for these guys to sweep it under the rugs. They need these CBDCs in, and of course, they're going to go ahead and make it. Getting into this crypto, fucking God, I hate them. I hate these fucking criminals. Just said, guys, Bigum's 2024. We need to get this out there. We need to get me in office, dude. 2024 Bigums. We'll fucking get this corruption out of here, dude. This is insanity. It's crazy. It costs under $1 million for these guys' fucking soul. Now, I want you to think about this. How many campaign promises has Biden made, and how many has he actually kept? Because I can promise you the answer is 0. Every single goddamn president, all these congressmen, all these guys sit there and they say, I'm going to do this, 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 and they do nothing. But they're still the congressman. They're still the president. YouTube never says when I go live, dude. I swear to God, I have one of the most filtered channels that you can find out there, dude. Yeah, my Discord's up higher, man. I put it in the chat. But like I said, man, this book is writing itself, and everything is right in front of you. And if you zoom out and look at everything, that the corruption is in fucking sanity. It's like living in a movie. These guys admit it. They do what they want, and they don't care. We have to start bringing awareness to everybody. Acceptance, waivers, and consents need to be abolished. They have to be. You have to start talking to anyone in charge, anything. They have to fucking go. They need to go straight into our court system. Until then, 240 felonies means nothing more than one, according to FINRA. Yeah, YouTube's kind of garbage. I agree. But like I said, guys, the biggest fuck you to shorts right now this week, go fucking smash the box office. Go buy as much as you can. Go to the box office and go get some popcorn at Walmart. If we can get them profitable, that is a huge fuck you. Huge fuck you to shorts. And that shows the judge, too. AMC has our support. And that should make her rule faster. Be like, okay, everyone who's whining, half don't even give a fuck. Half don't have shares. Like I said, guys, the settlement's been a complete fucking fraud and a joke. And the second it happens, shorts are completely fucked. They're completely fucked. I mean, it's just insanity. I mean, I was wondering why they were just going at all these crypto exchanges so fucking hard. And what do you know? Like you said, timing is everything. There is no fucking coincidences with these guys. There's no coincidence with corruption in this market, fraud, all this. Timing's everything, and they always seem to be perfect timing. Perfect timing. Oh, now it's okay. Fucking joke, dude. Well, and people, well, no, I mean, if it's squeezed, why couldn't you profit even if you have a small amount of shares? You're still going to make money on it. If anything squeezes, you're going to make profit on it. If anything squeezes, it's going to be, worth way more than you bought it in. So, I mean, you might not make as much profit as everyone else, but you'll still make profit on it. Man, I can't tell you what SPY puts and stuff. I'm not going to get too into it, but I mean, I had some today, me, Murph got his bones on. He was sitting there, Murphy was loving it. Murphy was checking his SPY puts earlier over these last, if you guys look at the SPY the last couple weeks, it's been just dropping and dropping and dropping, and it's going to keep doing it. The only thing that's holding up the SPY right now is a couple tech companies with fucking AI. See, it's going to start getting interesting here. People are going to start backing away. I mean, when you even have yields back as much as these bonds now, people are going to start backing away from the bonds. And this is no matter what these guys do, they're just sweeping it under one side of the rug. And then now dirt's coming out the other side. And then they walk over, they sweep it over to the other side back, and then another side comes out. No matter what these fuckers do, they can't keep doing this. They can't. They're going to collapse themselves on the amount of interest alone that they're going to have to pay on the debt that they owe us. That's what's in fucking insane. Bam is set to talk to Charles Payne. Well, yeah, that's my point. These fucking guys, notice how they always only do the corrupt. The people that don't know shit, Terra, all these idiots that they can just come up, what's going on? The people that get on the news are the people that or the people that get the space calls with Dougie Fresh. They're the people that don't understand what's going on because they know they can go in there and try and make you look stupid. I mean, when Mike was on there, Mike said, oh man, I did the great thing. Did you see me get awareness on Charles Payne? I go, dude, you sounded like you did nothing but whine. You guys didn't talk about corruption. You made it sound like, hey, I lost in the stock market because it's a rigged game. You didn't say how. You didn't say why. You didn't explain. I even told you before you did it. Talk about acceptance, waiver, and consent. Talk about, don't just go in there, well, they have fake shares, synthetics. No, say rule market maker exceptions. Talk about what market makers are. Talk about liquidity. What is liquidity? Well, they don't have anything there. They don't have an asset, so they create an IOU. They call it liquidity, and they sell you that IOU, and they buy it back later. That is what they call liquidity. It's just basically a word for them to fucking sell you an IOU. And you think that it's a stock. And you think it's an asset that you're buying. It's all about looking educated and showing these guys, hey, we know what the fuck you're doing. It's like, think about it. How the fuck is Matt Coors a Yahoo analyst? Matt Kohrs is a Yahoo fucking analyst and a Meet Kevin blowjob giver. He fluffs Meet Kevin. He literally fluffs Meet Kevin during his break just for fun. He works on his craft. He wants to be a perfectionist. It's like, dude, all these guys, it's the same shit, man. All these people just want attention at this point, and they're either getting paid off, or the second you see someone going with Marco, it's bam, bam. What's wrong, buddy? You're not selling subscriptions. No one cares about your shitty. Oh, I'm feeling the vibration in my ass. Oh. No one cares, dude. These fucking clowns, dude. Cracks me up. There's a reason why Dougie Fresh is still running from me to this day. They're fucking criminals. It's a Ponzi scheme. And I'll be like, how is selling IOUs not a Ponzi scheme? Well, it's a liquidity. We do size improvement. Okay, size improvement is selling IOUs. Explain how that's not a Ponzi scheme. Because usually when I go somewhere and I buy a car or I buy something, like I own the asset that I paid for, not an IOU that I think is the asset. Like I don't buy a cutout box, cardboard box version of a car. I get the real car. Explain to the world what liquidity is and why it's there. Well, without it, real supply and demand might happen, and real price discovery might happen, and we won't be rich, and retail will have power in the market. Because right now, retail has zero say in the market, zero power. But what we do is we just control every fucking asset through algos. So if they're ever going to throw our algos off, can't do it. Increasing your AMC holdings at all? I mean, at this point, I've just been buying ape, but there's a risk that she says no. But it's like, if I can fucking get a shit ton of ape at this point, way cheaper, and have it convert over, why the hell wouldn't I? But I can't tell you what to do, my friend. There's a risk with ape, and there's a benefit if it goes through. There's a huge reward. If it doesn't go through, well, now you're sitting there holding ape. And until it gets voted on again or whatever, we'll see what happens with ape after that judgment. I don't know. So there's a risk reward to that. And AMC's, if you think AMC is going to recover, be safe. And that's your safer bet, so you buy that. Not financial advice, but you do what you do what you want to do. Well, Tommy, that's the beautiful thing of the market. You don't have to buy anything you don't want, buddy. I would not sell AMC to buy ape, though. I mean, here's the thing that everyone's talking about. AMC sucks. AMC bad. Adam Aaron, he fucked us. He's fucked us. Oh, he did this wrong. Well, we also might be profitable. But nobody talks about, that at all. Is that his fault, too, that we might be profitable in a quarter? That's pretty fucking nice. If Adam Aaron wanted to fuck us, I don't think he would be trying to generate profitability. I don't think he'd be cutting out the middleman in every single aspect of the business to get to a profitable company. I don't think AMC's not going to promote stuff like that, dude. They just pulled a video or something, a movie that was about stuff like botched surgeries or something about that. It'll never squeeze, dude. I think it'll squeeze still. I mean, you still got all this fucking pressure coming on. It's coming on in every asset of this. The only way that I think that they can get out of this is if they make wholesale CBDCs and they can get them up and running in like a month or two. But I don't think they can. I don't think that's even a possibility right now. There's no system. There's no nothing set up that hasn't been tested. There's so much shit they need to do before they can just go pop in a CBDC right now. That's their ultimate goal. But you're having too much money. This is the problem, is no matter what, you have too much money that's going to continuously leave the banks in the meantime. You have too many that are going to collapse. You have too much shit that is going to go wrong. You have too much printing. You still have too much interest going on. You still have too much inflation going on. These rates are not going down for the housing market. Everything is still getting worse and worse and worse in the meantime, and something's got to give. It has to. You cannot suddenly turn on the fucking program and say, hey, we're going to also make you guys now repay your fucking student loan back and take $14 billion out, even though you guys are already down to your last pennies. Well, now you're going to have to go ahead. You guys are already defaulting, but we're going to need you guys to go ahead and repay those student loans again. You can't do that, dude. Eventually, people are not going to have anything. You're going to have rioting. You're going to have people going ballistic. You're going to have people finally waking up that currently aren't waking up because they're going to say, what the hell's going on with all this money? How are you guys spending $600 billion and my life is worse? Eventually, the government has to work for its people or they will figure out that it's not because their life will be getting worse, but all their politicians' lives will be getting better. Notice how that's everywhere in the United States. All the richest people are politicians, ex-politicians, bankers, ex-bankers, somebody who worked in Wall Street. Those are your richest people in the United States, criminals. Criminals run the world. I showed you guys, I was, even if let's pretend I wanted to run for president. I did everything right. I put my name out there. I would still need to raise $100,000. Now think how hard that would be for me or you to raise $100,000 just to even qualify. I mean, think how insane that is. For them, that's one person. That's one donation from dark money. Oh, you need $100 grand? Here you go. Oh, looks like my politicians are ready to go. What banks I think will go under? It'll be middle banks. It'll be your middle tier banks. I don't think it won't be like credit unions, but it'll be like your middle mom and pop banks, your smaller banks that aren't ISDA banks but are close. Because what they'll do is they're going to basically want all the banks running through ISDA that are out there is what they're going to want. So that way they can control every single bank or their assets. They basically want control of everything. And the money train and the funneling will always end up going to them. And then when they fuck it up and break shit like normal, because they can't keep doing what they're doing, they'll ask for us to bail them out again because we are a slave to our government by debt. We're slaves to corporations we don't even work for or do anything about through debt. Because we no longer make the decisions for this country. Corporations make the decisions for corporations. We are now corporate America, and this is fucking insanity. See, and then there's idiots like you. Well, he's spreading FUD. Go ahead and show me what's wrong in that. Show me what of that data was incorrect. I'm spreading FUD because they're fucking corrupt as shit. Alrighty. Phase 6 9-month contracts. Dude, you saw 2 weeks ago. SPY was flying. It's starting to crash. I still expect, like I said, the market to go down and down and down over these next couple of weeks. You have LIBOR coming in. That'll also drop it. And that's another thing. I don't know that they can keep going because all their collateral is going to start drying up right now. That's what we need is their collateral to dry up and everything else to get fucked up in the back end through their businesses because now all their businesses are struggling because none of us are spending money because we don't have any money. And that is how you get the rich to eat the rich. That is how you get people to tell on each other when they can't you back them into corners. Oh, people crack me up. Like I said, man, I'm not even talking about the play right now. I already talked about AMC in the play. Talking about corruption. If you're still whining that I'm saying a squeeze isn't happening, that's not even close to what I'm saying. If I didn't think a squeeze was going to happen, I would say I don't think a squeeze is possible anymore. I'm not a child. if you want to cry because your government is fucking stealing from you and took away crypto and everything else that you can possibly fucking imagine, that's one thing. But we're not the crybaby fan club here, dude. Well, then let's start thinking of solutions, guys. We got 915 people in here. Let's start talking. Let's start thinking of things. I'm just showing you what's going on because nobody else in the world is. This shit is getting stupid. These fucking criminals own the media. They own everything. They literally are just hiding their criminality. I mean, the book I'm writing is insane. You can sit there and literally just, dude, it's writing itself every fucking day. I wake up and I'm like, what the hell? I mean, look at today, for example. This fucking... Look at this dude. The CNN producer. So this guy is in charge of media and what content goes out to the world. And he's out there raping kids. Paying parents to rape kids. And he's in charge of the fucking media. Are you guys seeing a problem here? Solutions. Vote them the fuck out. I'm showing you who to vote out. Get them out. All these people, all these politicians that are doing insider trading, they don't care about you. All these people that are taking speeches and doing all this bullshit, they don't care. They care about the millions of dollars they're making on the side. Look at anybody. It's pretty easy. Google their net worth. How much did it go up in a year? Because politicians only make 150K. They don't make millions of dollars. So when it jumps up millions, how? Does he own a company? No, it's very easy to find out who to vote out of this shit. You want AMC to squeeze this week? Start fucking, like I said, get it as profitable as it can. Wait for this conversion. Watch them bank in a couple $1 billion, pay off billions of debt. Kick out these short sellers that are controlling our finances. Be profitable again, and then you'll start seeing, okay, now they got a shit ton of pressure on them. Right now, these shorts do not have pressure on them, other than these contracts on the end. And it's going to take one or two of these companies to go down through contracts that I can see it spiking up. But right now, we need a lot more pressure on these shits because these fucking banks, everything, all these fucking bailout programs. Like I said, I underestimated the corruption. I did, because every other day I turn around, they're stealing from this, they're stealing from fucking that. They're taking over crypto. They got a new exchange up. Everything that's to way to launder money. We got a brand new ETF. Of course you fucking do. Well, it's an ETF that runs off total return swaps. Just like fucking FTX. You know, it was bad for them, but for us, it's fine. Fucking retarded. This is retarded. They're literally going to war for money. Like I said, this shit is fucking insanity. Said AMC with me is about way more than the company. It's about fucking standing up to this corruption, this market. We all fucking have to do it somewhere. The fact that AMC has had 100% utilization for fucking, what, 2 years now at this fucking point? Good one. AMC's short percentage yesterday was like 70% or something stupid. AMC short volume was 70% yesterday. Okay. 68% short volume. Okay. People, why'd the stock go down today? Because they shorted at 70 fucking percent. What do you think it's going to be today? They're fucking smashing it. 60, 70. They don't give a fuck. They're just pounding it down. They go, what are we going to do if in a week or two it goes through and all of a sudden they're allowed to do the conversion? We can't let them have too much money on a reverse split or we're fucked. Yeah, but the problem with that solution to crypto, my friend, is who are you going to have run that exchange? And how do you know that they're not going to end up being corrupt? Who's going to monitor that exchange? That's the problem. Everyone in this world seems to be greedier than shit, and the second money's waved at them, they're instantly like, yep, I'll do whatever you want. So I don't know who you're going to have run that crypto exchange, and whoever runs that crypto exchange, you're now going to be one of their fucking competitors, so you know they're going to do all this bullshit to fucking screw with you. And that's the problem. They use these regulators as their tools to just take people out. Look at Binance. They don't give a fuck. I mean, that's the thing with AMC. You can't look at its everything in the back, OBV, everything has been is telling one story, but the price says something else. You had Dougie Fresh, a market maker, come up to you and literally say word for word, I have unlimited liquidity. Their shares sold, not yet purchased, skyrocket, no, and then they celebrated as good things. Hey, we made money this year because we sold more stuff than we paid back. Well, good job. You sold more than you paid back. And you're telling me you profited. No, you didn't profit. You just didn't pay back your fucking debt. Man, market makers, yeah, car repos, everything, dude. Everyone is defaulting at every single position. You can't keep squeezing your citizens. There's nothing left to squeeze. And the fact you're throwing $350 a month to these people on student loans now, dude, $350 a month. That's what some people were basically living off. Hey, we have this section now. They don't even have anything to go out or do anything. It's basically we got to eat or stay home or go out tonight or eat. Oh, more inflation's coming? Sweet, because guess what? They just spent $600 billion in 2 fucking weeks. That's $1.2 trillion a month. They're on pace. They said $50 trillion. They're on pace at $1.2 trillion a month. They don't give a fuck about us at all. And they're going to print and spend and borrow and they don't care. How is this not an issue to the government? How do they go fixing the debt ceiling, the debt, oh, this is no concern. We're going to keep going until eventually everything just collapses on itself and we won't care because we'll all be rich. Well, then y'all need to go. Like every fucking one of you. Biden literally doesn't know where he is 88% of the time. The guy goes for handshakes and there's nobody there. The dude's staring off into space. He trips. This guy needs to be in a home. He should not be the president of the United States. We got to get term limits in, dude. Like, there's this corruption. We know what the problems are, but we got to actually take action to get this shit the fuck out. And we're not voting it out. You either need to, like I said, man, you have to teach people what is going on. We have to spread the word. And in the meantime, support AMC fundamentally as much as you can. Whether you like Adam Aaron or not, guess what? If you invested in AMC, I don't give a shit how you feel about him. You're tied to him now. So either vote him out or support your investment and stop whining about it and have faith in why you fucking got into the play in the first place. Just because a couple YouTubers told you it was going to be a quick, easy fucking play and then made a couple million and ran off to the other side doesn't mean that they were right that it was going to be a quick, easy play. We're in this shit. Dig on deep. I mean, these people that are grasping that it should have been done in a week, it's you go off it because Matt Kors said so. Well, guess what? Matt Kors is wrong every other fucking day. Ask him about his Prague investment, all these other investments he tells you guys to do daily because he's fucking Jim Cramer 2.0. You want to make money? Go do the opposite of Matt Kors. Not financial advice. I mean, man, I did a video with Trey's last video. I mean, I was pretty upset. I mean, I liked Trey a lot back in the day. He was the first person I ever watched ever in a video. Way that went down, like I said, that dude cracked too. I mean, that dude cracked emotionally. Because we already saw what happens with call options, bro. If we all get into options and fucking puts and all that shit, they will sit there and they'll hit max pain every week, and they will make sure that they make as much as possible and we lose as hard as possible. So at that point, just get the fucking shares. Just make sure you're buying it on a lit exchange. You still have people buying on Robinhood. You still have fucking people buying on Robinhood. Weeble. Moo, all this stupid shit. If you cannot direct route, you're hurting every time you buy. Just direct route your stuff. IEX. You guys want to know what exchange to go to? IEX. Every single time. But like I said, guys, AMC is getting close. They're really close to profitability. Just go ahead and smash it up this next week. Get them profitable. That's a massive fuck you to shorts. And they haven't had one of those from us in a long time. Oh, exercise, yeah, but that's the thing. Retail already doesn't have money, my friend. How are they going to have all this money to exercise contracts? You're asking them to exercise those. That gets expensive quick. I know a lot of people that don't have the money, they'll hit it, and then they just don't have the money to exercise, so then they'll just have to cash out. That's the problem. You have all these people. Everyone's financial situation is different, my friend. Transformers, let's go. Yeah, me and the wife are going to go this weekend for something. I don't know what we're going to go see, but I'm going to go see something. I'll probably check out Transformers. That looks pretty good. I haven't seen that one yet. But that's the thing. Go buy some of those popcorn tins. Go get that car. That car was pretty badass. Anything you can do to make AMC profitable, we're right there. You got a week to go ahead and get them on the other side. Let's make them as profitable as we can. I use the IEX exchange. I use Fidelity for my broker as well. Discord should be at the top, man. I put a link in earlier in the chat. Oh, it's fucking 2:30. But, like I said, I still believe in this fucking squeeze 100%. I think that they can't hide this forever. I think there's too much money leaving too fast. There's too much debt. There's too much incentives for people to leave the market now with that going up to 5.3, and it's just going to keep going higher. I don't think they'll be able to get their CBDCs in time to go ahead and cheat, but that was their plan. That is their plan, is to try and stall and do anything they can to get the CBDCs. I think this court case was a fucking stall tactic and a complete waste of time. It's a fucking joke. And all these people writing in have their heads in their ass because every time they get denied by these judges. I mean, how can you get denied 36 times in like a couple weeks and still fucking keep going, dude? Like, just give up, dude. Al, you're a moron. But that's never going to change. I haven't watched The Last Airbender at all, my friend. But all right, anyone have any questions at all? Otherwise, I'm going to go back to work. Log back in here. XRP. Not too sure on XRP, my friend. I haven't really looked into them, but now that you got stable coins and fucking crypto exchanges, I'm sure they're good to be in now. They'll pump it up. They'll pump a lot of stuff up before they. Oh, look, it's good for everybody. It's good for everybody, and then they'll fucking do their bullshit right away. Give it like a month or two, and everything will drop right back down, and then they'll control what they want. It's a fucking joke. I mean, how can Citadel get banned from other countries and come and be our biggest market maker, getting every single fucking aspect of every single thing? And us go, yeah, they're good people. They're really good people. We have nothing to worry about. JP Morgan, they're really good people. They have 240 felonies, but they're really good people. Sex offenders, traffickers, who cares? Gross. XRP was developed by WEF partner. I don't really know if you'd want to get into that shit then. I'm not sure about. I mean, they didn't. Those FTX tokenized shares were supposed to be. They said that they were just basically backed by total return swaps, so they technically weren't shares. I don't know what the fuck was going on with that stupid shit. You know where I can get a fanny pack, dude? I'm gonna put Bigum's fanny packs out, and I'll raise 100K by it, and then I'll go ahead and run for president with that. We'll be like. I'll even put out Phil for reals. We'll sell pet fanny packs on the campaign trail. We'll be throwing those out, dude. Easy win. Easy fucking win. Damn, Matt Coors just went live, dude. I gotta go watch him. I have to. You're right, dude. I gotta get that knowledge, dude. I have to, absorb all the knowledge I can from Matt. I need to know what not to buy. Y'all really want the Discord again? I thought Here, I'll put the Discord up one more time, my friends. There's mods in there. Just be respectful. That's all I say. When they're fucking trolling, because we will get kicked right away. Yeah, a lot of good mods in there. But don't worry, you can go in there and have fun and talk about whatever. I put parts of my books out a little bit at a time and start throwing my book out here. Let people read it. But people look at the rough drafts and let me know how many fucking spelling errors I have, because it's going to be bad. Oh, man. It'll be fun, though. But Discord link's down there in the chat. Don't worry, it's free. No charge, no charge. Ballin'. But alright, guys, I'm going to go back into work here. Thank y'all for joining. Have a good day. And like I said, guys, these last 9 days, go support AMC fundamentally. Let's get us fucking cash flow positive this quarter. Let's go.